NTA International News.
FG launches e-agriculture portal. Platform is expected to enhance investment potentials in agric. Minister of Justice says no sacred cows in current fight against corruption as he speaks on arrest of judges. Independent National Electoral Commission strengthens partnership towards successful Ondo State governorship election. Hello and welcome to NTA International News. I am Nancy Godi Angunihu. Implementation plans for the effective commencement of a number of the social investment programs of the Buhari administration have reached advanced stages as the selection of the first 200,000 unemployed graduates to get jobs is now being completed. Speaking with a group of radio journalists and producers at the presidential villa, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo disclosed that the government expects that before the end of the month, 200,000 out of the 500,000 unemployed graduates in the country will be engaged. He said the direct government job is meant to keep the young people occupied, pay them some amount of money, and also give them device which will also help them to learn several skills that they can develop as time goes on. Similarly, Professor Osinbajo disclosed that the homegrown school feeding program is set to kick off in several states this month. He added that the homegrown school feeding program will energize agriculture in the different states, feed the children, hire caterers and cooks in each state because it will be federal government funded from primaries 1 to 3, and the state governments hopefully will be able to cater for other classes. The Vice President reassured Nigerians that the current federal government, led by President Muhammadu Buhari, is well focused on ameliorating the plight of the citizens of the country, observing that the administration feels the pains of the citizens and is committed to assuaging them. Now, Nigeria has again received a pat on the back over its efforts and determination to get rid of corruption and institute good governance in the country. This was at the 46th conference of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICAN, where Vice President Yemi Osinbajo reminded every Nigerian of the need to be accountable. The State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports. We'll bring you details of this report in our subsequent bulletins. Professional accountants in Nigeria say they will intensify their support to the present administration's fight against corruption. Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Winifred Oyoita, who is one of the accountants honored at the first ICAN Ambassadors celebration, said Nigeria's economic challenge will soon turn around for good. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday was there.
Observers say is critical to its overall development. Taking cognizance of the role these professionals play, especially in the areas of accountability and support for the present administration's fight against corruption, the president of ICAN, Titus Shuetan, says with the head of the Civil Service of the Federation getting the Special Award of Excellence.
It is important for the members of the Institute to be part and parcel of governance, and that's why from this moment henceforth we believe that you're going to see much changes, a difference in attitude, service delivery.
It is no difficult thing taking decision as a professional accountant because you use to map out a lot of variables within and without the numbers that you are looking at to be able to arrive at a decision.
As it is usually said, reward for hard work is more work. The award recipients assure that they are ready to turn the nation's current economic recession into economic prosperity. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday, NTA News.
Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has expressed satisfaction with the pace at which the Abuja digital switchover
is successful.
We are quite impressed that before the end of November, this facility will be ready to distribute signal to the entire FCT.
At Trofanics Electronic Company, one of the set-top box manufacturing company, also in Abuja, the minister was told how the company has been able to meet its mandate because it has complied with the idea of using homegrown technology to drive the process. In the words of the minister, the company has lived above board.
We are impressed that this particular facility has capacity to run 6 lines, even though they are running only 1 line, because they've finished the job we gave them.
The minister further charged other stakeholders within the line of the digital switchover process to work assiduously in meeting the 2017 deadline. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
The Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, says nobody, no matter how highly placed, will be spared from investigation in the current fight against corruption. He stated this at the inauguration of a committee for the implementation of the United Nations Convention Against Corruption and Assets Recovery in Abuja. Aliyu Tukru has more.
The Minister of Justice emphasized that the recent arrest of the judicial officers is in line with relevant provisions of the criminal procedures. He added that even those that are conferred with immunity, the right to investigate has not been taken away.
I think the undertone should be exclusively that of the consideration of the existence of a prima facie case, the existence of reasonable grounds for suspicion or a commission of offense. And if we do, neither the executive, nor the legislature, nor the judiciary can definitely be exempted.
The committee is to review the implementation of the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, with emphasis on chapters 2 and 5 of the convention relating to preventive measures against corruption in public and private sectors and recovery of stolen assets, as well as effective management of looted funds.
So what we do is to get the figures together, get the laws together, and then face the United Nations to establish our own case with them towards the review.
The review is expected to assist state parties the effective implementation of the convention, which has 180 members, and Nigeria is a signatory. In Abuja, Aliyu Tukur, NTA News.
The All Progressives Congress, the APC, 4-member fact-finding commission set up to look into the leadership dispute in the Kano State chapter of the party has submitted its report to the national leadership of the party. The APC National Vice Chairman Northwest, Inuwa Abdul Kader, received the report. Dele Atumbi reports.
The chairman of the fact-finding committee, Senator Mohamed Maguru, said the committee looked into the propriety of the removal of some of the ESCO members of the party in Kano State. He said the committee discovered that all the procedures required in line with the party's constitution were followed in the removal of 2 ESCO members in the Kano State chapter of the party.
The Kano State Executive Committee followed the process.
APC National Vice Chairman Northwest, Inuwa Abdul Kadri, who received the report, declined comment on it, stating that the report was for the consideration of the appropriate party organ to take a decision. The 4-man fact-finding committee was set up by the national leadership of the party following the removal of the chairman and the organizing secretary of the party in Kano State. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
In keeping with the commitment of President Muhammadu Buhari to deepen Nigeria's democracy, the administration recently inaugurated a Constitution and Electoral Reform Committee headed by former Senate President Ken Nnamani. Discussants on NTA's current affairs program, Good Morning Nigeria, say the committee is expected to proffer solutions to further improve the present electoral process of the country. Gufan Shanji reports.
On the program say the committee set up is to fashion out an enduring electoral system that will better serve the country going forward.
The president has said on a number of occasions that he has set for himself the task of improving on the 2015 election. By the time he leaves office, he wants to leave on record an election that is markedly an improvement on what has been acclaimed as a successful election in 2015.
Even before now,
the Commission has clamored for amendments to be visited on the Constitution and the Electoral Act. In fact, under Professor Jiga's watch, we identified about 21 areas that we felt needed to be amended even before the 2015 general elections.
The discussants also reiterated that the process of election must be purged of electoral malpractices.
Have you, since 1999, how many people have you heard that have been prosecuted and convicted because of major electoral offenses? And I believe with the setting up of that commission, that will address these issues.
They suggested the need for all stakeholders like the judiciary, security, the media, citizens to play roles that will lead to credible polls. In Abuja, Gufan Shaji, NTA News.
The Federal Road Safety Corps (FRSC) and the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) are strengthening partnership towards achieving a successful Ondo State governorship election and subsequent exercises in the country. This was the agreement reached at a meeting between the Corps Marshal of the FRSC, Boboye Oyeyemi, and INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu at the FRSC headquarters in Abuja. Oyeyemi Ajayi has more.
The INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, said he is at the FRC headquarters to appreciate the Corps for the support given to the Commission during the just concluded governorship polls in Edo State. To this end, INEC is seeking for same logistic support for the Ondo State governorship election.
We should also borrow a leaf from what we are doing to see how we can make the processes of collation and transmission of results after election speedy. So that immediately we finish election in a polling unit, the results should be in the collation centers in no time using technology. This is one area that we are going to explore Federal Road Safety Corps.
The FRC Corps Marshal Boboye Oyeyemi said the Corps will always be alive to its responsibilities, noting that the cordial relationship that exists between INEC and FRC will be sustained towards achieving free and fair elections in the country.
We continue to give maximum support to Independent National Electoral Commission, which is statutory and we are compelled to do so. And this is at the highest level, so we want to support the election coming up on the 26th of November next month. The operations are ready. We reviewed the last election and I'm giving them the go-ahead. Like I told them, whatever logistic support should be, please just call Boboye or the operations. We are here.
FRC Corps Marshal also took time to explain some of the operations at the headquarters ICT Center, where he reassured Nigerians of the commitment of the FRC to ensuring total compliance to traffic rules and safety on Nigerian roads. In Abuja, Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
Former Nigeria's head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, will this Saturday lead concerned Nigerians to intercede for the corporate existence and stability of the nation in all spheres. General Gowon stated this at a media parley ahead of the 20th anniversary of Nigeria Praise. Ruben Okala reports.
The need for Nigerians to believe in the efficacy of prayer as solution to the nation's various challenges was the principal reason for the establishment of the Nigeria Praise in 1996. General Gowon says no amount of prayer is too much in the quest to put the nation in the path of peace and progress, urging Nigerians, irrespective of religious affiliations, to continue to pray considering the various challenges before the nation.
Every effort is being done, to deal with that particular this particular problem. Let us give the government that time to make sure that we keep on reminding them that there is this problem and that they've got to do whatever they can to solve it. And let us cooperate by helping, ensuring that the government hears from your concern and from that they do something about it. Criticize constructively, but just don't condemn just outright.
Apart from the one-day prayer and Thanksgiving service at the National Crisis Center Abuja on Saturday, a book titled The Praying General will be presented to the public. In Abuja, Ruben Okala, NTA News.
This is the news on NTA International. We take a short break. The news continues when we return.
Stand up, Nigeria. Change is here and it's going to stay. Change begins with you. Oh yeah, let it go. Go to soul. Change begins from within. Look at you, yeah. All the ruler. Change begins with you and me. Change begins with me. Change begins with me. Change begins with me.
This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and
President Muhammadu Buhari has congratulated former Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Vincent Maduka, on his 81st birthday. In a personal letter to the celebrant, President Buhari praised his dedicated and dignified service to the nation during his years in the public service. In a statement signed by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, the President said throughout his tenure as the former Director of the Nigerian Television Authority, as a former Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, he behaved decently and stayed above controversy, a quality that is very rare among those exposed to power or public service. He described the media professional as a role model who invested his intellect and energy in selfless service to Nigeria and prayed God Almighty to grant him good health and wisdom in the coming years. The federal government has developed and launched a national e-agriculture portal to serve as one-stop shop for agricultural content for all the relevant partners in government's programs. The platform was designed by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture in collaboration with that of Communications. Musa Babaliyu reports.
The National E-Agriculture Web Portal is identified as a strategic initiative designed to enhance knowledge flow between policymakers, farmers and investors to ensure the robust development of the agricultural sector. The platform is to gather information and showcase all aspects of food and agriculture industry value chain in the country. Officials of the Ministry of Agriculture and that of Communication said the portal will also provide extension services to small-scale farmers through their mobile applications.
The National E-Agriculture Portal will give farmers information about weather, improved agricultural technology, new farming methods and techniques, improved seeds for higher yield, and consequently create better profit for them.
The setting of this National E-Agriculture Web Portal, which will be a one-stop shop, where anybody who wants to do agribusiness, not only agriculture, and agribusiness can, log into and then find, the potentials that exist in the agricultural sector.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Agriculture will push for the review of veterinary laws in the country to pave way for positive impact on the livestock development for economic growth.
Similarly, we need to promulgate laws to enhance abattoir operations and safe meat production, processing, delivery and marketing.
This, the Minister of State for Agriculture, Heneki Lokobiri, said will be achieved in partnership with Veterinary Medical Association of Nigeria. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
For business news updates, let's join Ade Aro.
Welcome to Business News. Nigerians' ranking in the Global Competitiveness Index analysis recently released by the World Economic Forum has dropped 3 places from 124th in 2015-2016 ranking to 127th in 2016-2017 ranking. The 3-place drop, which corresponds to a 5-drop ranking, is similar to 2014-2015 rank. The drop in ranking is attributed to 2 core pillars: the microeconomic and financial market efficiency. Global Competitiveness Index report measures the set of institutions, policies and factors that set the sustainable current and medium-term levels of economic prosperity. And finally, the Nigerian equities market closed Tuesday on a positive note as Nigerian Stock Exchange All-Share Index appreciated by 0.39% to close at 28,034.32 basis points. That's it on business news. I am Ede Agu. The news continues.
According to United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, the world's 1.1 billion girls are part of a large and vibrant global generation poised to take on the future as Nigeria joins the rest of the world to celebrate Day of the Girl Child. Hawa Gimba takes a look at the ambition for gender equality and the Sustainable Development Goals.
The International Day of the Girl Child is marked every 11th October. The day set aside by the United Nations to chart the way forward for the girl child globally. This year's theme, Girls Progress, Goals Progress, what count for girls?
Improving on the data of the girl child is very fundamental, is very critical to fulfilling the Sustainable Development Goal and the vision of Gender Equality 2030.
Observers say the progress is good, not only for girls but also for families, communities and society at large.
They should just give the girls of Nigeria a chance. As in society where we are now, girls are really becoming somebody, growing up to become women and powerful women side.
There should be no discrimination within the sex.
The mother in that home should make sure that our child does not go on hawking when other children are in school.
They urge relevant agencies to bridge the gap in data on girls and young women who are still yearning for basic education. In Abuja, Hawa Gimba, NTA News.
For stories around the globe, Fatima Aliyu has details.
German Chancellor Angela Merkel, on a trip to Ethiopia, said she will make Africa a priority for Germany's G20 presidency next year and outlined plans for a conference in Berlin. The German leader, who is on the last leg of a 3-day trip, including shops in Mali and Niger Republic, is seeking investment opportunities which he hopes will help drive economic growth and curb future migrations to Europe. Burundi has banned 3 UN investigators from entering the country after they accused the government of gross human rights violations. The ban may not be unconnected with the investigators' report last month, indicating that thousands of people have been tortured, suffered sexual abuse, or disappeared during political violence in that country. And a Turkish prosecutor on Tuesday ordered the detention of 125 police officers in the investigation of a religious movement the government blames for an unsuccessful military coup, the second wave of arrests since October 7. President Tayyip Erdogan accused his former ally, Fethullah Gulen, of masterminding the July 2016 uprising, the allegation he had vehemently denied. Fatima Ali, NTA News.
Nigeria's Super Falcons set to begin training for next month's African Women Championship in Cameroon as action continues in the 2016 Nigerian Army Sports Festival. Kene Mabodike brings us more on sports update.
Following the invitation of 30 players by head coach Florence Omabwemi, the Super Falcons are expected to begin training in Abuja Monday ahead of the 2016 African Women Championship bid for Cameroon in November. The 7-time champions will face Ghana, Mali and Kenya in Group B in their bid to retain the crown. In a related development, head coach of Nigeria's Falconets, Peter Dedewo, has extended the resumption date to Abuja camp for invited foreign-based players to Saturday, October 15, in order to allow them to round off their Champions League matches for their clubs. The Falconets are preparing for next month's FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in Papua New Guinea. The ongoing 2016 Nigerian Army Sports Festival entered day 4 Tuesday, with preliminary rounds in athletics taking center stage at the main bowl of the Abuja National Stadium. The Package B section of the stadium was a beehive of activities as various events including volleyball, handball, basketball, squash, tennis, table tennis, badminton and swimming equally went underway. In swimming,
and before we go, Wednesday's weather prospect. The weather report concludes the news. We're glad you watched. Bye for now.
International News.
Hear the call of change, stand up, Nigeria. Change is here and it's going to stay. Change begins with you. Oh yeah, let it go. Getting so change begin come within. Look at the eyes, all the ruler. Change begins with you and me. Change begins with me. Change begins with me. Change begins with me.
Hello and welcome to another wonderful edition of the program Window on Abuja, coming to you on the Nigerian Television Authority, the NTA. I am your regular host, Fatima Umar Buba. Today on Window on Abuja, we are looking at what is behind me, talking about water. And I'm right at the Lower Usuma Dam. Today, we are going to show you how water is being gotten in the FCT. I'm in the process of water treatment till the end. I tell you, it's a very, very exciting episode today. But before we go into the process, isn't this beautiful? Sure it is. And I'm going to introduce the head of department, reservoir and production here at Usuma Dam. You're welcome to the show, sir.
You're welcome, man.
It's good to have you on the program today. So can you tell us what we need to know here?
Okay, as you can see, we are standing on very close to a dam.
The dam is called Lower Usman Dam. Dam is a constructed barrier across a river. The Usman River is the valley you are seeing, this in between these two rocks. There.
Okay, there's a valley there. Oh.
In between those two rocks. So the water is coming from the northern end of FCT through Pape down to this place. Wow. So now you can see the water body is called the reservoir. Then this is the dam embankment. What it has done is to hold the water in that river, and we harvest our water from this catchment. The whole of this environment is called the catchment area.